All right. One, two, three, go. Welcome, amigos, to the Football Amigos show. It's your boy Mide. Yes, we are back. The season is on. We've missed you all. We didn't forget you, amigos. Life happens, right? But we're back. The Premier League season has started, season 2026 2027. Before we dive into that, amigo, there's a lot to talk about, obviously. United's banter has already started this season. We'll talk about that. But, of course, I have to introduce my other amigos from my left and to my right here. Amigo Ayo, how are you doing, champions?
Oh, we're doing great. It's lonely at the top. Yeah.
Oh, wait, did you change teams already? Is that a National League jersey I see? That was quick. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pursuing side quests. I don't have to worry about the league anymore. So we're looking for more leagues to conquer. This year's national.
So you're going MLS route too. Okay, I see how you are. Good to have you, Burke. So good to have you. Are you excited for the season?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what you guys have been following the transfers, but from the Arsenal perspective, it looks like likely that we're going to have two back-to-back champions of England. Reason being that like everybody else is in transition, everybody else is buying players, everybody else has to figure out their squads, and Arsenal are just taking on from where they left off, which puts us in pole position.
Wow, look at the confidence dreaming, amigos. We'll definitely dive into that game. Of course, Arsenal beating Coventry to start off the season opener 3-0. We'll definitely dive into that. Amigo Sam, how are you doing today, sir? Welcome back to the Football Amigo show.
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. It's good to be back, amigos. And I honestly don't disagree with you, Ayo. I think you guys got it next, probably back to back. We've talked about this in the past shows, When you guys get it, you guys probably going to get it like 2-3 times. Because who's going to come after you? Pep is not in the seats anymore. Everybody's transitioning. But hey, don't underestimate Liverpool. We got Jeff Bezos on our payroll now.
Oh, really? So you're going to use the Amazon power now? Okay.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, soccer games are not played in the cloud, so I don't know if that will help you.
First banter, amigos.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we sign Mbappe and all of these guys. Big check, Yeah.
We'll see. Amigos, please like, share, subscribe. It's good to be back with you again. Hope you all are doing well. What a summer it's been. We enjoyed a wonderful World Cup, a lot of controversy, as well as a lot of some exciting games as well. I personally felt like the winning team won, of course. The best team won the entire tournament. Sad that England didn't make it, but there's only so much you can do. But I think Spain winning it is definitely good for football. And now the Premier League is about to start. We're seeing the transfer window. We have about 12 days left to the end of the transfer window. Definitely the 1st of September. So some exciting news are about to come up. But amigos, we'll keep you abreast of that for sure. Week 1 is over already. Arsenal kicked the Premier League off against Coventry, Frank Lampard's team. Of course, that's the Coventry team that came from the championship. And let's just say, what a way to start. We're playing the champions at home. It's tough. And unfortunately, I wasn't surprised the game ending in a 3-0 win. We had, we had Havertz, Saka, and also Odegaard scoring the goals. Ayo, is this one of those situations where business as usual for Arsenal, especially with the buy of the Greek player? Remind me his name.
Solis.
Yeah. He is electric.
It's a really good find. It's a good find.
Yes, I don't know how you all. I mean, kudos to your recruitment team. He is a good replacement. Maybe better than Trossard. I don't know about the experience yet, but I mean, he has 3 assists already
in 2 games. Yes.
In 2 games, yes. Plus the last preseason game you had. So, I mean, talk to us through that game. Was it just business as usual for Arsenal, or is something dynamic going on there?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think any game in a Premier League can be considered business as usual. I mean, Man United know all too well what happens when you
Oh, there we
underestimate a
go.
promoted
There we
side.
go.
So we
There
can't
we
really take
go.
these games lightly. However, after like the first 2 minutes, it became clear to me that this is a game the commentary is going to play well and lose really badly. I saw shades of the first Leeds game last season where it was just clear that the team wasn't up to speed. Coventry wasn't up to speed, and there was a naivete in the way they played that I could just tell we will just punish a lot of poor decisions that they were going to make. And before you know it, they were 2-0 down. And I think you could just see the gears switch off. I don't think Arsenal ever left second gear after that point and just really managed the game all through. I think they had one shot of on target towards the end after we scored 3 goals. And so that just tells you how lopsided it was. For Coventry, really big fan of Lampard and what he's done with the team, getting them to this point. I think, they spent almost $150 million. I think they had the third or second net spend this transfer window so far. Maybe Man United will pit them with all the transfers you're looking to make before the window is over. But it's going to take some time to gel, and but I have a lot of faith that they will acquit themselves well. From Arsenal's perspective, it was businesslike. This is the Arsenal that I saw in 23-24, before those injuries took over. You've seen the relationships between Odegaard, Saka, and Ben White specifically coming down, and how we're dominating on the right side. And that's where our bias has always been, and that's where it's been reestablished, and Coventry could not hang. Interesting notes. It's really nice to see how Solis seems to have hit the ground running. You can tell Arteta rates him highly because he wasn't pinned to his position the way normally left wingers are pinned. In the same way, he was given license to roam all across the front lines. I mean, he almost had an assist from deep in the right wing that I really think. I don't know who he passed to. I want to say it was Havertz, but he crossed into Havertz from the right side, and he's a left winger, and so he's been given the entire freedom to pick his positions because he is trusted on the ball to interchange with players, and to get that much trust from the manager in your first game, that shows how much you're rated. It's impressive. I think we got him for 35 million, 35 to 40 million. So I think that's going to be the signing of our season if it goes forward. But yeah, it was just professional. Nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy. They just showed that there was levels to this, and yeah, yeah, I'll agree with you. Business as usual. Business as
Yeah.
usual. Nothing to see here. Just Arsenal
Yeah,
taking care of business. Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
felt. Even when I watched the game, Arsenal looked confident. They looked comfortable. It just looked like it was business as usual. Before we wrap up with Arsenal, Ayo, transfer window is open. Any incomings? Any outgoings? And I have
So
to ask the question: what's going on with Gokares?
he's fine. He's fine, but he's always been second choice. I think so. The question about his place with Harvard is never like. I've never understood that question. He's always been second choice. He played so many games last season because Havertz was injured. If Havertz was not injured, Havertz would have started most of the games, and Gyökeres would be seen as backup. I think Havertz is a far superior player because we want to quote the 21 goals that Gyökeres scored in all competitions. But if you just look at how much less control we had when he was on the pitch, his interplay with other players, I found was subpar. I call him a plotter because his ability to turn in tight spaces, to really take care of the ball, meaning that we couldn't just build momentum. Like Havertz, if you watch that game against Coventry, he was taking up positions all across the pitch, and he was trusted to receive the ball, retain it, connect his teammates, and he'd show up on the wings, give crosses, cut in. He is just a far a far more complete football player when you compare to Gyökeres. And when you want to dominate a game and beat another team, you want Havertz because we don't need a striker to score all the goals. We just need a team to win. We trust Odegaard. We trust Saka. We trust Declan Rice. Hopefully now we trust Solis to actually deliver on the goals. Like our best season, we scored 90 goals. We didn't have a player to score more than 10 goals.
Mhm.
And
Makes
that's
sense.
always been Arsenal's MO, but we were able to impose ourselves because of the fluidity of that front line and just how technically sound those players are. And because Gyökeres doesn't quite fit that bill, I think our main starter in all our pivotal games and all our games against top opposition would always be Havertz start. Not to say that Coventry was top opposition. He will still play. Hopefully, if we go far in tournaments, it's going to be 63 games you're going to play. Gyökeres is going to get tons of minutes, but our go-to striker is Havertz. So I don't see. I think if Gyökeres is being honest with himself, I think he sees where he where his place is. He knows that he has a lot to. There's a lot in his game that's lacking, which is why Havertz will start more games. It should Havertz stay fit, but he has a role to play. The bigger question is Martinelli. It looks very certain that he is actually going to go to Al Hilal
Mhm.
in Saudi Arabia for 50 to 55 million, and so if they sell him, we are one player light. And so the question now is who they can bring before the season, the window is over. There's a lot of talk about Alvarez. I don't see how feasible that is, but we would need to bring someone in of comparable quality. We need Martinelli plus. We don't want another project on that side. Yeah.
You don't think Madueke can play both wings? Like seriously, well, okay, I think that's my answer. Especially after his World Cup performances.
The
Yeah,
less I see
yeah.
of Madueke, the happier I
Okay,
am.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't you
Yeah.
think
Sure.
Eze could do that? Play that position. He did it pretty well in Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he is tricky because I think he's more of an inside forward at
Mm.
best, and I think we do need someone that can stretch the game, that can run in behind, that has that pace to burn. And I think if we don't have that, I think we're going to go into into the league lacking that critical option. Like if we're chasing a game, if there's a lot of space to run into, we need players that can take advantage of that. And so we Martinelli is probably the closest player we have to exploiting those scenarios. And I think we need another player that can exploit that scenario. And that's not Eze. I don't think. I don't think so. He wants to be a playmaker.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. Amigos, like, share, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts about the Arsenal game against Coventry that ended 3-0. Liverpool, we'll switch to you now. Sam, 2-2 draw against Newcastle, first game of the season. Liverpool they have a new coach in Idoni Iraola for Bournemouth, and Newcastle surprised me, to be honest with you, because they've had a lot of their players leave the club. They have a new coach as well. They've brought a lot of new players, but they looked fired up for that game, and they were close to winning it too. However, I think the class of Liverpool started to show a little bit, and I think second half was when, if that penalty didn't happen, we might be talking about a different conversation here. But Sam, what were your thoughts about that game ending 2-2? Is this Liverpool's transition going to be quick, or is it going to take time?
Definitely going to take a lot of time. I do think the coach is a good coach. He's got a good track record. I think we probably will see another honest slot season. Unfortunately, not a big fan of honest slot being fired. Personally, I do think yes, we had a deep, but you could have been given that time to kind of build things back up with the players you get. However, I I think it's going to be another transition season because the players don't look like they fit right into anything again. Game one, granted, Newcastle is They're playing at home. They are. You just don't want to play against Newcastle, especially when you have your Isak stolen from them. They are very, very on fire despite losing a lot of players. They have a new coach, but they were a lot more better team than Liverpool, honestly. If Liverpool had lost the game, I would not be surprised. We're starting to see the same problem that we saw last season with Liverpool. They're not gelling. Kirkus is just running a lot. Conversion is terrible. Just like Man United game, a lot of players would
There we
run.
go.
No,
There we
no, no. We're
go.
talking sport now. We're not doing
There we
banter here.
go.
Because I saw the two games and a lot of quick passes, a lot of quick decisions, but not clinical enough to convert to a goal, convert and get you in the box and take ownership of the opponent's box. So players were running around. Kirkers, Frimpong was doing the same thing. The defense was a shamble again. If you look at the two goals, there's no way you can have a player like Van Dijk and you can't coordinate the defense. So it tells me that there's a lot of things going on. It's going to be another transition season. They need to make sure they have a game plan. I think they don't know what to do with Florian Wirtz yet. He's still running around. He's got a little bit better. He was able to kind of manage his position pretty well, but I still see him running around. So I hate to say Liverpool is in for trouble in this season. There's a high chance that Man United is actually going to do better than Liverpool because Man United's got just tiny little bit of addition. However, they've improved from that 3-4-3 whatever the heck that guy was playing. They're doing better in terms of from defense. Of course, Luke Shaw scares me every time I see him with the ball. But I'm talking Liverpool. Liverpool don't have a game plan. I don't like what I'm seeing from the midfield and from the defense. Definitely the forward can convert if the midfield is just running around.
Do you think the hostilities that Isak got to his head?
No. I do think you're always going to see that from the fans. A player of his status leaving a club like that.
Mhm.
But and you also want to do well. You want to show up on the very first time you're playing against your former team, despite being booed and all of that. You want to do well. But we're also seeing Isak. We're seeing the continuation of the Isak we saw last season. A lot of people thought he was not fit, but I also think he's not gelling into the Liverpool. It could be the midfield not doing well, supplying him, because he's playing a different style of game compared to what he played in Newcastle. When you look at Isak in Newcastle, he had people like Gordon. He had all these guys that can run through the channel, and he's getting the pass. One or two times when he comes back and try to, pull the defenders out, those guys are able to run to the flank for him. He's got all those options. But Liverpool, he doesn't know where he fits. They're not providing. Whenever he pulls out to try to do something outside of the box, the wingmen are not doing their job. Nobody's doing well when it comes to flanking. So I think we're not utilizing him the way they utilize him in Newcastle, and that's probably going to keep giving us games where we can score to save our lives.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a transitional season for Liverpool, but I also feel Pirlo is one of those coaches where give him another month, they're going to be playing completely different football for sure. He has that thing in him where he might not have that many players, but the ones he has, he makes the best. He thinks out the best out of them, and he squeezes out as many opportunities in them as possible. So I think players like Gingamoa, players like Nunez, those young players are going to benefit from him because he's going to use them. And don't be surprised if you start seeing players from your academy coming up as well. He likes a young player. He likes a young player. So I mean, from a Newcastle perspective, I mean, yes, they played well, but as the season goes, I still have some doubts. I still have some doubts there. Amigos, like, share, and subscribe. Those are your thoughts about that game. Sam, before we wrap up with you, transfer window is still open. Is Liverpool going to do anything with Barcola? Do you see anyone else coming in? Is Gakpo going to leave? I don't think so. But do you see anyone else coming in to boost that team?
Um, if Gapo leaves, good. But it would be nice to bring fresh leg. However, I said that with the understanding that adding more fresh legs
Mhm.
is not good for us right now. So I would rather keep Gapo. Let's try to play around him before we start making the transition season to be a three season project.
No, that's fair. That makes absolute sense. Keep the players you have now, and then build around the ones that are more advanced with the team. That makes perfect sense. Yes, the banter of all three of them. Manchester United starting the season off for 2026-2027 with not a good result, losing to Hull, a newly promoted side, 2-0. Both goals were set pieces. There were some very comical events and moments in that game that I want us to kind of talk about that a little bit, just for the banter of it. Ayo, what is Maguire doing? What is Maguire doing in the box, holding on to Mazwari and just holding on to him instead of him marking an opponent in the box? And it happened twice. Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm trying to understand what's going on with this team. First of all, okay, we thought we were going to buy the players we wanted to buy. We're buying level 5 players. Okay, all right. Um, Carrick, you've put the same players you put last season on the field. Okay, what else is there? What else should we be looking forward to? Again, I know the season is just starting. I know we have a long season, but if that is how we are going to defend, and Laman's had an excellent game, by the way, man of the match, in my opinion. But if that's how our defense is going to defend, we have got to do something towards the end of this transfer window. And I don't even care if we don't bring in a striker, which I think we should. I will bring in another center back. I really would, because I do not trust those center backs right now. I really don't. It's just very frustrating. It's very frustrating. But again, talking about my club sometimes gets me very frustrated. So Ayo, I'll start with you, and then I'll start with Sam. I'll wrap up with you.
I
Ayo,
think
thoughts?
Bide just doesn't like lose.
I don't like losing. I really don't.
He
I
just
really do
doesn't
not like
like losing.
losing. I don't like losing.
So that's one thing that hasn't changed from last season. When they lose, Man United is the worst team on the planet. When they win, we are sober. We are sober.
Lord, please. It's like the roller coaster never stops.
It's just a Premier League. I mean, what's a textbook game that Man United struggles at? It's playing a very disciplined, uh, low block. They just don't have the
541.
tools
Our undoing.
to.
541.
They don't have the tools to break that down. The traditional answer would be more crosses to a player like Seska, who is fit and firing, but I don't believe he was available at least for most of the game. And if you like, he's still struggling with fitness, and so when you have that, you're trying to work with. I think Bruno. This is for me. He's like Achilles heel, and I've always said it. He's a great player when you play at one speed, which is high tempo, very fast, very direct football. When a team sits back and they close off lanes, and you need a player that can recycle the possession, wait for people to get to where they need to be, like really like move a defense around, you start to see some of his limitations. And so, but honestly, when you talk about someone like Tillemans, that's what he's there for. He has the ability to break down that game. I mean, they need some midfield chemistry that can help them impose themselves. So people like Mino, when he comes back from injury, Balaba that they're talking about for covering wide open spaces, so you have that energy, so your midfield cannot be bypassed so easily. They are looking for solutions. The only big thing is, I do think that they won't continue the form they had last season into this season for two reasons. First reason is now they're a known quantity. Now people understand where Man United excels and how you can frustrate them. And most of the teams that just played to Man United's strengths won't play to Man United's strengths this season. So they have to find a lot more different, like add a lot more tools in their toolbox to handle this. Secondly, now they're going to go from a 40 game season to potentially a 50 to 60 game season. And then we're not talking injuries. Then we're not talking fitness levels. Then you're not put under the same strain that teams like Manchester City, Liverpool to some extent, and Arsenal were put under that under last season. And it's not clear that Man United can handle that for a full season. So there are going to be challenges. Hopefully, Michael Carrick is up to him. I personally doubt it. I really wish you guys got what's it called, the Liverpool coach Iraola. I thought he was
Yeah.
thought he was tailor made. I thought
Yes.
he was tailor made for Man United. And so whenever they said, "Oh, we're going to give Carrick that contract," I was like, "Well, I don't know what's going to happen because now you've lost that like freshman energy with
Mhm.
Michael Carrick, where like,
Mhm.
okay, now people know what you're about. Now people know your style of play. Now they start to formulate answers towards the end of last season, and those answers have continued into this season. And so, can he find another approach? And so, we'll see about that. But it's set piece goals by Hall. It happens. The surprising thing was how less successful Man United were in opening up Hall. I think that's the part that should cause concern. Conceding the 2 goals from Hall, people concede. Like Arsenal maybe would have conceded those 2 goals as well. Probably not, but they could have. And so that's fine. But not being able to score against Hall, that's a challenge that has to be solved because the next team they play, who are they playing next?
I believe it's Ipswich.
They're going to do the exact same thing. And so Man United has to be ready to like find an answer of how do you pry open a low block because that's going to be the story of their season if they don't. Yeah. Mhm.
No, you're absolutely couldn't be more right. Sam, your thoughts, especially with our transfer selections right now.
I think that's one of the big positives to United. I think Tielemans is a great addition.
It's a positive, really?
No,
I think
Tielemans
he's
is a,
fantastic. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
He's
no,
a,
not him. Just our business in general. Yes,
oh
Tilemans.
yeah. Oh sure. I'm not counting other people. Honestly, I'm just the biggest positive is having Tielemans. I think is going to be another playmaker when you put side by side with Fernandez.
Yeah.
However, though, to highest points, the one of the problems that I have with new managers, younger managers, is just predictability of their game. They stick to their style. Carrick has been a little bit figured out. I thought he was going to change pretty well in that game. What they were trying to do in that game is they were playing quick, high tempo. However, they can't convert to save their lives. And the defense is terrible. We're looking at players like Luke Shaw, like I mentioned earlier. Evans was he could not even get his ball, couldn't get the ball on his left leg as a center back for like 80% of the whole game. Like whenever they pass to him, he's struggling. I have a feeling that he has fitness issues. So right now, if United can find a way to score, change the game when they are losing or when they can, when they're not having a good day, it worries me. It worries me because other team will take advantage of that and they will kill you. And that's one of the things that happened to them. Our city is now like the best of the best, right? They just saw the chances, they took it. So my point is use Tielemans pretty well, use him well, let him break down your midfield. If Fernandez is throwing away passes, get him out. Who can we bring in as soon as possible? Fernandez is not the end all be all of Man United. I saw some lapses in his game on that day. He shifted to the left, he was sucking. He shifted to the right, he sucked pretty bad. So just change your game. Change your game. If you're playing so high tempo,
Look at how you're grinning over there. Whatever. Please
When I move
continue.
to my right, I see Fernandez sucking. When I move to my left.
Oh my
Oh, with the
gosh,
music, man.
amigos. There we go. The season has really started. When
Yeah.
I got started to join songs with clubs, that's how you know the season has already started and the banter is on. So I'm sorry,
Yeah.
continue.
But no, last 2 point though. When you play so high, like they were making quick passes, quick decisions, but my goodness, they cannot convert. They like it just feels like they were trying to play kickboxing, right? Who is that playmaker that can slow the game down? Like I mentioned earlier, Fernandez doesn't know when to shift and slow down or move fast. Player like Declan Rice is a good player. Like okay, he will give you some true pass. Sometimes he would do the ball. He will send the ball high, right? So in that game, they were just like boom, 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 and those guys were just coming after them. Very, very serious with the way they were blocking every pass, every attack. So I do see Man United doing well in this season. I think players like Mbomo, Tillman, once they click in and they can adapt to the game, or the coach can have them adapt to the style of the opponent,
Mhm.
they will do well. But right now, that game, it wasn't impressive. They need to find a replacement for Luke Shaw. Evan doesn't look comfortable. Uh, Maguire looks a little confused. So the defense is not good right now.
I feel like Maguire is always confused. I feel like he's always confused. Who goes to mark their own player? Like, who does that? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
He,
Again,
he has
amigos,
he has main character syndrome,
I
and I think
just
that's why he wasn't in England squad. Mhm.
and he thinks he's that good, and that's the
Yes.
arrogance that annoys me as well. Anyways, again, we have what about a week left in the transfer window, 2 3 days give or take. I'm hearing about Balde. I hope he comes from Barcelona to take care
Oh,
of that left side of the field. Yeah, yeah. I'm hearing he's definitely wants the United
oh,
position. We'll see. I mean,
we'll say.
if he comes, I'm benching Shaw quick, and then I don't know. Maybe we need to start phasing out Harry Maguire and just bringing him in second half. I really I can't trust him. I really can't.
Yeah.
He has his days. I will give him that props. He is. I can remember against Lyon. That was one of my highlights of Maguire being a Manchester United player, but there's always a but with him. There is always a but with him. Our youngsters, yeah, you're in heaven. Again, that's going to take time. That's going to take time, and I don't think I don't know if heaven is ready to start games. I don't think he's ready to start games right now. I think he needs another 2 seasons to really stay in the team. No, we shouldn't loan him
But
anywhere.
I thought these boys were ready now. That's why he took him from us. They
No, no
have
one ever. No,
we offered
we
them
never said they were
development. Man
ready.
United was like, you are first team ready. What's that boy that nobody talks about anymore? That striker that nobody talks about anymore. That's 16 year olds.
He's been loaned out to
Of course he
Germany
has. Of course he
for
has.
loan.
I'm
The
I'm
agent
still
is
salty
loaned back.
about both. I'm more salty about heaven than anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Heaven can definitely be that United prodigy that becomes first team, but right now, I don't think he's ready yet. I just don't.
Yeah.
Amigos, like, share, subscribe. Those are your thoughts. Week 1 is done. Week 2 starts on Friday. It seems to me that Premier League is going to be starting on Fridays more than on Saturdays these days. But looking forward to that. United is playing Ipswich, of course, on Sunday. We have Liverpool playing Nottingham Forest. That's going to be an interesting game at Anfield. I see Sam shaking his head. And of course, the champions. You'll be smiling with that. It's playing Aston Villa on Monday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's all Premier League, which I think I absolutely love because now we have more days that we can get to enjoy our favorite teams, of course. Quick wrap up. Ayo, against Aston Villa, business as usual, or
2-0. Their squad has been decimated in its transfer window,
Mhm.
and they seem devoid of answers. I've never seen an Aston Villa get unraveled the way they did against Brighton. That was something, and I don't think you fixed that in a week. Yeah. Mhm.
and it was all first half too. It
Yeah.
was crazy. Sam, Liverpool's playing Nottingham Forest. Thoughts? Scoreline.
I think Nottingham Forest and Newcastle and Everton are pretty much like one of those Achilles heels for Liverpool. So it's going to be back-to-back suffering.
Like suffering. No, I think Liverpool will win this one. I think Liverpool will win this one. I think they will use this to kind of bounce back. From a United perspective, though, I'm always going to support them, but I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, we're going to bash Ipswich," even though they're coming back to the Premier League from Championship. I'm not going to say that. You're not going to hear me saying that. Let's just see how the game goes. That's all I'm going to say. After 5 games, then I can really assess where we are. But right now, I just no. Let's just watch, amigos. Just enjoy and watch the Premier League. Amigos, it's been a pleasure. We are back. We're gonna have more content for you this season, of course. We will be seeing you all soon. As always, amigos, stay positive, like, share, subscribe. Put your comments down below, and we'll see you all in the next content. Take care, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.